So break it down. How am I in
Why do I
sin?
need to break it down? You don't know what it is. So how do you know if you're in violation of it if you don't even know what it is?
Because this is not saying if you have more than one wife,
Yeah.
you're in sin.
Well, wait a second. How many
No,
wives are they allowed to have?
this says let
One.
the deacons. Well, first let's start with the bishop, right?
Yeah.
So it says the bishop, in order to be blameless, has to have one wife.
Let's start with a deacon.
Well, the first verse 2 said bishop.
Yeah, let's start with the deacon, though.
Well, why can't I start with the bishop?
Well, I mean, fine, start with a bishop, but then move to the deacon. It'll say the same thing.
Was Christ a bishop?
Yeah, yeah. What does that have to do with anything? Don't ask me a question. Answer the question.
You the last person to say that after all the questions.
Bro,
you
I
asked.
literally just answered yours. You asked me for the passage. I gave you the passage. We're on the passage. Now answer my questions.
In circles.
Bro,
So-
how is this circles? It's not circles. I'm literally asking you a question, bro. Answer it.
It's circles, like I said.
Oh, my God, this
Now,
guy.
I'll answer the
Yeah.
question.
What's a deacon?
Christ, I'm going to answer.
Okay.
You said I could start with bishop.
Mhm.
So when it says bishop in that verse, it's talking about anyone that has the office of a bishop. The wife is not even a literal wife. Otherwise, Christ didn't have a wife. Paul didn't have a wife. And Christ was a bishop.
The apostles were the bishops under Christ, okay? Under Christ. The thing is like,
In my answer.
what do you think a deacon? Okay, so what is a deacon?
Ephesians 2:25, it says, "For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop." So where was Christ's wife at?
Bro, that's not what that means. That's
What
not,
does it mean?
bro. First of all, you still haven't answered my question. You just keep shotgunning points. You do this with everybody. First, start with what a deacon is. What is it?
I told you I didn't know. You supposed to
Yeah,
tell
okay.
me.
So then how do you know you're not one?
Because I know I'm a captain. I'm a priest and a captain.
A priest.
That's who I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, and
Where am I in sin at?
so I just want to make sure I got this right. Is a deacon lower or greater than a priest?
You tell me. You brought us to this verse.
Listen, if you don't know what it is, then how do you know you're not it?
You don't know what it is.
A deacon?
Yeah.
I can tell you what it is in the Orthodox tradition, which would be the church tradition. But my question, what I think it is has no bearing on what you think it is.
Yes, it does.
Well, how?
You supposed
How?
You're supposed to be showing me how I'm
Bro, if you don't know what the thing is, you can't say you're not that thing.
listen, you might be able to teach me something.
Oh
right
my
now.
God, dude. Listen. How do you know you're not that thing if you don't know what that thing is? How do you know that?
Listen, Hebrews 5:12 says, before you must be teacher, you must first be taught. So teach.
Okay, great. I'll teach.
Show me I'm a
And
sinner.
like all the great Socratic teachers of old, I will teach you by asking you a question. What is a deacon? And how do you know you're
Want me
not
to
one?
Google it? I'll Google it.
Google it. Whatever you need to do.
I gotta help you. I gotta help you.
You got to
get your
help
teaching.
me. You got to help me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. I've been helping you all day.
Well, keep on helping me by telling me what a deacon is.
Let's see. Deacon. It says an ordained minister, an ordained minister appoint or ordain as a deacon.
Are you
The
an
deacon is a
ordained
member
minister?
of a diaconate, an office in Christian.
Diocese.
churches
It's
that
a
is-
diocese.
No,
Diocese.
it's spelled Diaconate. I know how.
Oh,
to read.
that's a diaconate.
Okay.
Yeah,
It ain't
which would be a diocese. But okay. Yeah, the
Word doesn't
diaconate.
say it. I know you want to be superior, smart white guy.
I'm not
but
trying to be superior to you. I don't know why you had to bring race
you're not
into it.
superior to me, but that wasn't the word that you thought it was.
Yes,
So
it is the same word. It really is.
Could be, but that's not what I was reading.
Okay. Okay, fine. But yeah, it's a diaconate.
You trying to make deacon apply to me, even though that's.
I
not
just
my
want to know
title,
how you're not a deacon by those metrics.
because that's not my title.
Yeah, okay, but
My title is not
what
deacon.
is a deacon? Read it again.
I just read it.
Read it again and tell me how you're not that
An
thing.
ordained minister.
Are you an ordained minister?
No, I am a priest though, but I don't.
Yeah, okay.
call
Are you an ordained priest?
Mm-mm.
No?
ordained.
No?
priest. Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're an ordained minister then. Got it. Okay. So how many wives are you supposed to have, sir?
So show me how I'm in sin.
Because I just read you just read the passage that you are only to have one wife. You, by your own metric, are a deacon. You're in fact, you're higher than a deacon. You're a priest. You are a priest. You're just below a bishop and just above a deacon, bro.
So now, if I read Exodus the 20th chapter, this is going to answer your question.
Oh, okay. I can't
When I
wait.
read Exodus the 20th chapter, it says, "Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness." Of course, we know if we break any of these things, we sin. Correct?
Say it again. Let me just make sure I got it right.
Got you. If I read, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness," we know if we break any of these, we sin, right?
Well, thou shalt not murder is the only caveat I would give, but yes.
That's fine. Okay. So we know that because we can read this in the law. So now, if I go to Exodus 21:10, when it says, "If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage shall he not diminish," we can read that in the law. If I was to read Deuteronomy 21:15, "If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if he be the firstborn son be hers that was hated, he still got to give it." So now we can read in the law provisions for a man having more than one wife. So if we can read that, you can't tell me I'm in sin, because when we read Timothy, it says let, it doesn't say thou shalt not. And that wife that it's talking about is the same wife that Christ was talking about when he said he got us married to the Most High. Are we married to the Most High?
You see the word let there?
Are we married to the Most High?
Well, if you're a priest, yes.
So you saying if you're just a regular person going to church, you're not married to the Most High?
Well, I don't know what that mean. What would that mean, married to the Most High? Your marriage would be a reflection of Christ's state with the church. So the man are going to be, yes, you, the man, are going to be acting as in the Christ head in your marriage. Yes, that would be correct.
That's man or woman. Like in Matthew's.
No, it's not man or woman.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What I mean by, listen, it's a metaphor. So like in Matthew's 25:1, when it says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven," this is Christ speaking, "then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom."
Yeah.
So now
I'm familiar with the parable.
Right. It's a parable, but it's a parable of one man marrying 10 women.
Yeah, that's not saying that that's permitted. That's not what that's saying.
We would agree that those women represent Israel. And your worldview, you would say it represents Christians, right?
Well, I mean, we believe that Christianity is a continuation. We are Israel. That's what the continuation of Israel is.
I'm saying. In your worldview, the reason why I'm separated, because we have two different lenses.
Yeah, I understand. That's fine for you to untangle it. But go ahead.
We both would agree that this is a metaphor of us marrying spiritually to Christ. Right?
Okay. Yes. So
that same way that we're married to Christ metaphorically like that is the same wife in 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. If it's not,
no, it isn't.
If it's not,
then why is it that the church, all of the original church fathers, followed that practice? Because these were bishops. You're talking about bishops. These were letters between bishops. That's what the Gospels. Hang on. That's what the Gospels are, and all of them were only permitted to have one. Hang on. All of them were only permitted to have one wife. That was the letter of the law in Christianity. Then they were only allowed to. That's it. And so the thing is why is it that these people who were not removed from Christ, right? They were very close. They were very close. Paul lived in the time of the apostles.
Paul
right?
didn't have a wife.
Paul met apostles. You agree with that, right?
I do.
Okay, great. So don't you think that they would have corrected him? Don't you think they would have corrected him if he was wrong?
And did what?
If what he was saying about marriage and what was going on, especially when you're talking about Timothy,
the wife that he's talking about.
No.
Like so, for example,
the wife he's talking about is the physical, material woman.
So this is why I got to teach you.
Oh, yeah, teach me.
14:4, when it says, "These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins," that's talking about the 144,000 that was only married to one wife, not a physical woman, but a spiritual woman. The truth is the wife that it's
Bro,
talking
you're
about.
tying together
Otherwise,
details that are irrelevant and don't even
I'm
match up
repeating
with
it
church
again for the
history.
first time in your life. And the
Why?
reason why the Roman Catholic, if I could,
Oh
the
God.
reason why the Roman Catholic Church
Uh-huh.
or the early church fathers
Uh-huh.
had no problem with monogamy, because they was under Roman rulership that was mandating monogamy.
No, they
Because
went outside of Rome too. They went outside of Rome. What are you talking about?
in 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, when it says, "It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is
Mhm.
not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife." They had more than one wife in Corinth.
Yes, that's true. And he was saying you're not allowed to do that.
He didn't say you're not allowed to do that.
Bro, how could they be fornicating? How could they be fornicating if they were actually married to him? Dude,
Wait, because
listen, my turn. My turn. I've answered 50 of your questions. My turn. Let me ask you. No, it's my turn. It's my turn, bro. It's my turn.
You just made it. You just.
It's my turn. Why? How could they be fornicating? How could these men be fornicating if every woman they sleep with is their wife, sir? How?
So I'm gonna
explain
answer.
it. Yeah, please do.
Say what you. This is why you shouldn't have said what you said.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
In
it.
this verse, the fornication wasn't the father having more than one wife. The fornication was the father's son sleeping with his wife. So he had more than one wife in Corinth, and the son slept with his father's wife. He didn't sleep with his mother. So even in the New Testament, they had more than one wife.
Why is Paul telling them? Can you explain this? Why is Paul telling them to get married? Why?
No,
if they're already married when they sleep with somebody, why is he telling them to get married?
who is he telling to get married?
Paul in Corinthians. Why is he saying?
He's not. He's not telling people that are married to get married. In that verse,
But every woman a man sleeps with would have been married, right? To that woman.
What do you say that again?
So why would Paul say if you can't control yourself, right, to get married, right?
Well, he's saying it's better not to marry.
Yeah. But if you must get married, right? If you can't control yourself, get married.
Right.
So does that mean that any person then, if they just went that night and went and banged any chick that they banged, they would have been married to her, and they could have done that to as many women as they wanted, and Paul would have recognized those as valid marriages?
We don't teach that. The Bible.
Yeah, but in order to be consistent.
Just trying to answer.
Yeah. But hang on. Hang on. I wasn't done with the question. But in order to be consistent, in order to be consistent here, you would have to make the admittal that every single man who slept with a woman would have been married, right, to that woman.
Are you done with it? Because I don't want to talk.
Yeah, but I want you to actually answer the question I'm asking you.
I am answering the question. The first thing I said was, we don't teach that. Neither does the Bible teach that. The Bible does not teach have sex with every woman you can find.
Why not? You're married to him then.
Because Deuteronomy 17:17 says, "Do not multiply wives to yourselves or gold to yourselves, that it turn your heart away from the Most High." So Paul wouldn't say have sex with every woman that you can find. But Paul did say it's better not to marry. That's how you know the wife in Timothy, back to your first question, is not talking about a literal woman, because the same man that wrote Corinthians is the same man that wrote Timothy's. So in one breath, he's saying don't get married, but if you have to, go ahead and marry the woman.
Okay, so let me get.
What I want to highlight. Hold up.
Oh God!
But I want to highlight.
You just filibuster, dude.
1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, that is a man that has more than one wife, and Paul is not chastising him for having more than one wife. He's chastising the people in Corinth for not saying nothing about his son sleeping with his wife.
Okay.
So there's no multiple wives in the New Testament.
So let's just see logically if this follows. let's make sure, because I want to get an actual yes or no answer here. If you slept with, let's say you had a female neighbor, if you went and slept with her tomorrow, that woman is your wife, right?
Yes.
You have not sinned, right?
I have not.
Okay, so then logically,
Unless wait, but just this one thing.
Okay.
She can't be married. She got to be single. She can't be with a man.
What if she's just has a state marriage?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Wait, so you do validate state marriage?
Wait,
so you do validate state marriage?
I want to